just kidding. It's midnight. I just didn't want to start with I'm back. Anyways, guys, so the Raptors had their game against Sacramento King today, and they had a game yesterday against the Utah Jazz. Now, they were a complete polar opposite of each other, but, I think the Raptors figured out something today, at least against the Sacramento Kings, and I'll get right into it. So, without further ado, let's talk Raptors versus, or I can say Sacramento and Utah. The Utah game was pretty much garbage. The Raptors just came out without any sort of energy, and they did exactly what I said in my last video of remaining inconsistent with their energy and stuff like that. And of course, we were missing OG Anunoby, so that played a big role in there too. So that game, I don't really, care. The game against Sacramento today. So for the people that didn't watch it, because again, it's a late game, the Raptors came out a little bit flat. Sacramento, I think, went up 7, or started off doing well. I think they were 7 and the Raptors had 0, and then eventually the Siakam came in and he played like a all-star that he is, and I'll get into what is going on in relation to him with all the Raptor fans and other people. But came in, gave us 13 points in the first quarter, and by the end of the first quarter we were pretty much with a small lead. And then, in the middle of the first quarter, like at the end there, the Raptors bench unit came in, gave them some energy, and that just continued throughout the game. At the end of the second quarter, I think the Raptors had a 18-point lead, which came on a highlight play, where we're on a fast break. Scotty Barnes comes down. No look pass to Khem Birch in the middle of the lane, and Khem Birch with a slam dunk right at Sacramento, puts us up 18 points, goes on to the other side, takes a charge, and then we come back, we miss the shot. Eventually we get to the 16-point, and then the quarter's going, and then there comes the second highlight play right at the buzzer, where Fred VanVleet is going backwards on the top of the corner, and he just makes this circus shot, just throws it off like this, kisses it off the glass inside. We're back up by 18. Come out in the third quarter, Siakam goes off for I think 8 points in a row. He's getting his 3-point shots, 2 3-pointers in a row. Then a sweet step back, turn around, and swish. And by that time, the game was over. But I think it was the end of the third quarter or the start of fourth quarter. We were up by 30 points. They try to make a comeback. They get it down to about 19 points, and then Fred VanVleet comes back in, and so does Siakam, and we put it back up to like 23 points, and then garbage time kicks in, and the Raptors win this game 108-89. So, though that's pretty much of the summary and the highlight plays that I think that were in the game. There were other dunks and stuff, but again, it's a blowout, and you can't really consider too much about a game against Sacramento Kings. But there are some key takeaways from this game. And number one is, guys, you guys got to stop hating on Pascal whenever he has a bad game. Like, come on, this guy's coming off a shoulder injury. You got to give him some time. I get he played like garbage against Utah yesterday, but he's back. Like, I'm not saying he's completely back, but you got to give him more time than just 5-6 games that he's been back. He is a player that is is showing flashes of going back to what he was when, everybody was cheering for him, saying, he's the next all-star, this and that, and all of those things. And when he actually made the all-star team. So we got to give him more time and stop the hate. The guy had 32 points today, shooting 10 of 12. He's nailed, I think it was 13 or 14 from the free throw line. He was shooting, 3-pointers. He was shooting mid-rangers. He was getting to the rim. He was getting to the foul line. I don't know what more the Raptor fans can want. Yes, we want him more consistently, but we got to give him time. And who do we want to trade him for? Ben Simmons? He misses more free throws than my 2-year-old would miss, man. Because my 2-year-old will at least take the damn free throw instead of running from the line. Like, it's not worth it right now to just want to trade Siakam. And I get people, I said the same thing. Chemistry for the starting unit needs to be changed, and that doesn't mean you take Siakam out of it or you trade Siakam you basically send Scotty Barnes, who is a rookie, to the bench to be your energy guy coming off the bench, and that would also allow him to be more offensively free. Because ever since Pascal came back, Scotty is not getting that type of offensive efficiency or as much offense off of his game, because there's more people that need to share the ball and that need to feed. So bringing Kem Birch in changes that, and Pascal needs to, everybody's got to stop trashing on Pascal right away as soon as he has a bad game. The second key takeaway, guys, I have for you guys is that Gary Trent Jr. is looking damn good, man. He's taken, he's playing like the money we paid him for, and actually better than that, because he's doing it both on the offensive end and the defensive end. I think he had 32 points yesterday, and now he had 23 points today, and he's, his mid-range is getting better, and now he's getting more comfortable in the rhythm, because now he's the guy where if we need a bucket, we can go to him and Pascal, and where he's finally figuring out how to gel into the offense. And I'll get to the main key takeaway that I think is helping Gary Trent's game improve, and why the Raptors look so good today. The third key takeaway, guys, is basically the Raptors are now finding out the fact that you got to feed the hot hand. And when somebody gets hot, like, Pascal did today, like Gary Trent did in the middle of the game, like, Pascal did in the third quarter, you got to feed that guy and let him keep going until he misses a few shots, and then you go back to everybody getting the ball. But you got to, try to find that guy on the offense, because if he's got it going, why do you want to get in the middle of it? And I think Freddie did a very good job. Usually he ends up bringing a shot up for himself here and there, but he did a good job of getting that done. Scotty Barnes did a good job of that, and that's why the Raptors had that momentum continuing, because they kept feeding the hot person. And the person who was hot on the floor in basketball sense there. And the fourth thing, this is my key takeaway. The Raptors might have stumbled upon something today with I'm not saying OG needs to be injured or whatever, but the Raptors might have finally figured out that Kem Birch needs to start, right? And basically Nick Nurse figured out a good rotation in the middle, to get the bench unit going, and Gary Trent going. That is by taking out Gary Trent earlier in the first quarter, and then bringing him back in the first quarter with the bench unit. And the bench unit of Chris Boucher, Precious Chichua, Suve Mihailuk, and Delano Banton, with Gary Trent as the primary offensive weapon. Make sure that the bench unit has enough firepower with Gary Trent, and it also lets Gary Trent be offensively what he wants to be, instead of just waiting for OG to get his Pascal and then his turn coming. He knows as soon as he comes in with the second unit after starting the game, he gets confidence by starting the game, and then coming with the second unit, he knows he is the guy. He's gonna get his shots, and nobody's gonna say shit to him, and that is helping him get the flow of his game. So what Raptors did today by bringing him with the bench unit was a damn good thing. So they stumbled upon what they need to do in order to get the bench unit going and Gary Trent Jr. going. And the second thing the Raptors did well today was Kem Birch starting, which allowed us to win the rebounding battle by 15 rebounds. And that also allows you to understand that, we do need that big body. Kem Birch came in, got us rebound, got us, putbacks, got dunks, everything. He did everything today, and I'm not kidding about that. And that was big, and it allowed Pascal to be free to get those, shots that he wants to get, because he's not banging bodies with a freaking Rudy Gobert and shit. Same thing with, a person like OG that when he was doing it would be able to benefit off of not having to do that. And basically what I see going forward, what the Raptors need to do is they need to move Scotty Barnes to the bench. And, I might reduce, Precious Chichua's minutes, or Chris Boucher's, but Scotty Barnes is your future. But you want him to start by bringing the, bringing the second unit as energy, and bringing it so, the momentum with the second unit, with him and Gary Trent, coming back in and everything like that. It will make the world of difference for that kid's game, as well as the second unit. And I think that would assist the Raptors keeping their momentum when they get it. So that's what I have for you guys for this video. My prediction for the next game against Golden State Warriors, I think the Raptors finally put Steph Curry on ice for at least one game. The Raptors win that game. It'll probably be a close game. I'm guessing around 118 to 114. But the Raptors win that game. And so that's pretty much what I have for you guys. Please hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoy the content. And I will see you guys after the Golden State Warriors game. So enjoy your weekend, guys.